So I think that might be it. Okay, and then what's still? Where am I going to be singing? I'm going to be singing to my right. Okay. Try again, right. So this is going. Sorry about this. Try not to be grumpy. No. Lyrics keep falling down. Can you hear me? Probably not. So this is a song called Worthless Words. This will be take 2. And it's in the key C. Okay. We have had some technical difficulties this morning. Technical difficulties, we make Starlink look like... Oh dear, like we're good. I don't dislike that actually. I'm playing the melody line in my head. It could do with some dissonance. Okay. Shall I risk glasses or not? Because the sun comes out, it glares off of the plastic. And I get blind. I have been noticing, oh dear. Right, okay. Go with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're all insane, really. I'd rather be here with all the madmen. Yeah, I don't dislike that dissonance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do a clean intro. Don't be rude. Watch the tail lights fade away down the empty highway of memory. Had to decide if I wanted to hitch another ride or shrug and say, let what happens be. With my heels I'll scuff my name in the lonesome dust. You can't imagine how it feels knowing there's no one you can trust. Words of denial, words of hate, words designed to complicate, words of apathy, words untrue. All I've ever heard were words I could never use. I pulled a well-worn photo out to remind me of what I used to have. Seems no matter how many drinks I bought, I still had but half a glass. The sunlight only ever fell where I wasn't too. What a story I could tell about the conclusions I drew. Words of denial, words of hate, words designed to complicate, words of apathy, words untrue. All I've ever heard were words I could never use. I was told of a wishing well that paid out 2 times out of 3. I threw in coin after coin after coin to quell my curiosity. It was a Ponzi scheme, of course, as life often is. I asked whose charade this was, and on my mirror was written his. Words of denial, words of hate, words designed to complicate, words of apathy, words untrue. All I've ever heard are words I could never use. I left a trail of broken hearts, and each and every one of them was my own. Wherever I ventured into the realms of love, I found myself in a combat zone. There was always false assumption, things would even out. Must have been a curse down the line that I knew nothing about. Words of denial, words of hate, words designed to complicate, words of apathy, words untrue. All I've ever heard were words I could never use. The part I could never reconcile was the glee with which they'd cast me adrift. I could starve in their plentiful fields, and not a finger would they lift. You ponder where the boundaries are and find there are none, and discover you're more alone at midnight than when the day begun. Words of denial, words of hate, words designed to complicate, words of apathy, words untrue. All I've ever heard are words I could never use. Okay, that's take two. I'm still not quite certain about it. Because of the length of the song, when I wrote it, I designed it so the chords don't become... You can have a problem with long songs where they can become... I'm just going to talk now for 2 minutes, so if you don't hear my speaking voice, thank you so much for your time. They can become kind of mantra-like, certainly in my songs, because, In Search of Hell's Grand Reward is a song that I wrote, for instance, and it's 2.5 hours long, one song, so Prairie Winds is 8.5 hours long. But anyway, they are extreme examples, but, many of my songs that, 10 minutes is, nothing unusual. 15, 20-minute songs are regular. Because my songs are like mini movies, they're not songs of songs, my songs are invariably stories. So when you'd be playing them live, you had to do something to, for the audience, which could be distracted, and people bumping in and stuff. So for instance, the chorus there, every other time the last line of the chorus changes, so at one point it holds. And then other times it goes. last line of some of the verses, I change it. So instead of going C, F, A minor, C, G, A minor. Which do you prefer? Let's have a phone in. Okay. There's as many calls as I get from friends and family as well, you know. Once a year I'll get a text message from my cousin who runs 3 churches. And you're not pontificating, you know. Are you still alive? Barely. Christians, I love her. I'm being sardonic, you know. They can't wait to pray for my soul when I'm dead, but lift a finger to help me stay alive, as it says in the song. No. Actually, while I'm on that subject, what a sneaky segue. I didn't intend it. But on a serious note, 40 more seconds, I'm sure you can spare me that. I mean, 40 seconds is nothing. If you took the entire wisdom of everything Donald Trump has said in his life, that would only be 42 seconds. Wasn't there was it Emperor Leopold of Liechtenstein or something? And I think it's a place with those castles, you know. This is a true story, but I may have got something wrong after that. And to say that he kind of reminds me of Donald Trump, because he's several vowels short of an alphabet, shall we say. I think the other guy was born that way. And I was reading his history once, and it said the only coherent sentence that he's known to have said is, "I am the emperor and I want dumplings." So, you know, I kind of have the pictures of Donald Trump. I'm the president and I want that. Not going to mention the product. But anyway, on a serious note, so let's call it Worthless Words. And the lyrics to this song are in my latest lyric anthology, which is called War and Harvest. My eyes are seizing up, I should have stopped. And it's available on Amazon, along with my other lyric anthologies, which are scattered around behind me, like Purification and Malice, Through Looking Glass, Crystal Heart, Maybe Tomorrow, Maybe It's Your Love Song. And the reason I'm doing a bit of a push on them is I don't get anything from the royalties. The royalties go to my beautiful children who are on the walls all around me. You should see this wall. It looks like the Sgt. Pepper album cover with pictures of my children and Barry Windsor Smith pictures and Haley and other stuff. But I'm in the end stage of functional motor neurological disorder. You can see I'm a human jellyfish, and they get all the royalties. And you get a nice book, you know. I do comedy books as well, I should point out. So if you don't like my lyrics, check me out on Amazon in case you might like my comedy book. You never know.